feel as good as you look. Like, here is the deal. Your receipts, your lifestyle, it's Instagram worthy. Truthfully, it is. You have built a beautiful, beautiful life. And yet there's something that just, there's a feeling that you can't shake. There's something that's just not quite there yet. So today, I am sharing 4 ways that you can HGTV your life. We're going to HGTV your life today in 4 really doable steps. Welcome to Well Healed Wednesday. All right, we're going to get after it because there's so much that we're going to talk about today. Before we do, I want to make sure that you stop, sprinkle a lid of good karma on your life, in your spirit, by sharing this live. You get to sprinkle this just to all of the folks that you know need this. You're not the only one that needs to design and to upgrade and to renovate your life. So you get to sprinkle this live on your timeline. And by doing so, you're not only upgrading yourself, you're really starting to share and spread amazing karma. Let me stop and introduce myself. I am Heidi Day. I am your soul healer, your trauma conqueror, and your life makeover strategist for badass women just like you who want to smile and mean it. And ultimately, sis, what I know is that your receipts don't quite add up. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to look at, how do we design a life that we love? What does that look like? And I'm a huge HGTV fan. Like, I will let you know, I love HGTV. I do. I have been I was an early adapter, like on the days of like design on a dime. But today we're going to talk about 4 of my favorite shows and some of the most popular shows on HGTV, and see the life lessons that we can get from them and applying them and how we can design a life that we love. And we are going to start, sis, with, I'm loving this. We're going to start with House Hunters. House Hunters. Okay, so this is actually, it's like the #1 show, House Hunters and House Hunters renovation in particular. So this month, we are focusing on women's history. And here in the Well Healed Tribe, we're specifically looking at healing her story, healing your story, healing that stuff, because everyone has something to heal and everything we want is on the other side of our healing. So here is something that is just super powerful when you're thinking about house hunters. What are they doing? They're out there and they are looking for their dream home or their next home. What is it going to be? They have a budget, they have their must-haves. They're out there, they're looking for it. And often if you have 2 people, you have a partnership. One person may have one idea, somebody else may have another idea, but they are looking. They're looking and they're trying to find what's going to be the best fit. In our lives, here is something that is so important. And I want to share this with you all. This is a quote. In fact, let me. My friend. Not everything that we are looking for are things that we really desire. And for many of us, we are inadvertently, we're looking for the boogeyman. We're looking for the pains. And a part of that is our amygdala brain, our reptile brain, that's like, hey, this thing hurt us before, so we have to be on the lookout for it. We have to pay attention to it. We have to be very vigilant about looking for this thing so that we're not back in a negative situation, back in another bad relationship, back being betrayed. So we're on the lookout for it. But what we're looking for is also looking for us. So a huge piece of how we design a life we love is we vibrate higher. How, you ask? As you think, you vibrate. As you vibrate, you attract. So we begin to change our thoughts, and that's what changes our vibration and what we're bringing in, right? We get to become very specific. I call this our divine room service. What are you ordering up? What are you ordering up? And if you have results, if you have things in your life that are not quite right, be clear, you're ordering it. It is your divine room service. You get to place in a new order if what you have if it isn't serving you. So just be very specific with what you're ordering by understanding that you're searching for something, and you're searching for that in what you're thinking about, because what you're looking for is also looking for you. So pay attention. Pay attention. Number two, we have one of my favorites, Fixer Upper. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I have something to share with you all. Little known fact, I got a chance to go to Waco, right there with what's their names? Joanna and Chip. I didn't get a chance to meet them, no, but I went to the compound, and what an experience. Like, in fact, I'll have to put some pics in the comments so that you can see my time in Waco, Texas, at this beautiful thing that they have built there. And when you look around, what you know is that there really wasn't anything of note happening in Waco before Chip and Joanna came. But now they have created this booming economy. Really, it's just a super fascinating place. So what I wanted to share with you all, the lessons that we can get from Fixer Upper, is that their concept is we take the worst house on the block in the neighborhood, we give it some love, and we create your dream house. And that's all lovely, right? You have equity, it's really super cool. And for many of us, your story, our stories may feel like kind of the worst house. Our story may be like that dilapidated house that's been used and abused and maybe even abandoned. We have these story reels running in the back of our mind and within our experiences. And when I look at who we are and how we show up, everything looks great, right? Pinterest worthy. And those are the things that are in front of the camera, because the truth of the matter is just like with Fixer Upper, have you ever noticed that we don't see all the rooms in the house? No, we typically will see, we're not going to call it the master's suite, because we're not talking about a plantation. We see the owner's suite. We might see the living room, dining room, kitchen area that Joe has, busted open and made into this beautiful open concept. But we don't see all of the spaces. And it's the same with our life. We have the places that we present to the public and we make them look picture perfect. And that's cool, but is it livable? And what about the other spaces? What about the places that we're not looking at? The places that beyond the camera, beyond what the camera can see. Pay attention to those spots because they matter. They absolutely matter. And if all we have, that's the whole juxtaposition of feeling as good as you look, because the picture, the facade that you present to the world is one thing, but there is a gap between that and how you actually feel. And that's the work that we get to do in this well-heeled community, in this tribe, is we get to heal all or renovate all of the aspects of the house, not just the pieces that we want to show to the camera. So Fixer Upper, pay attention in your own life. Yes, you've done a lot of work. You are a Fixer Upper in progress. And you get to all of the rooms, not just the ones you want to put in front of the camera. So that's number 2. Number 3, we have Property Brothers, or in this case, we're going to call them Property Sisters, right? Because I know we got a lot of women that are rocking in the tribe. So Property Brothers, Property Sisters. Excuse me. This particular show, its magic is the 2 of them, right? We have Drew and Scott, and together they are amazing. They have good chemistry. They're twins. They work really well. They have complementary assets and skill sets. So you have one that is the contractor. He's the builder. He's the one that's doing all of that aspect of the work. And then you have the other one, I forget which one is which, who is actually going in and who is finding the homes. He's the realtor. He's the one that's making the contracts and the deals and making it all possible. But together is how they create the magic. Here is the lesson for us: know your value. Know who you are, know your strengths and your weaknesses so that you can find someone who appreciates you, who compliments you, and who believes in you. And that creates this really powerful team. I have one of my coaches, Shamika Tankerson. What's up if you're watching? She says, I'm very well supported. I've built my success being very well supported. And when I stopped and realized that, I realized that, you know what? Every successful person is very well supported. If you are not very well supported, you will find yourself running out of steam because you can't do everything all the time. You just like you have people that are supporting you in your business, people that work under you, that are your subordinates. You're supported professionally. You get to be supported personally as well. Really creating a team so that you all can win together. That's the lesson that we get from Property Brothers. And then lastly, but not least, now this one here, this show has had some stories. We have, let me bring him to the stage, Flipper Flop. Oh my gosh, these two have really gone through it. But Flipper Flop's philosophy as a show, forget about all of their marital drama, and she got divorced from him and then married the other dude and they got divorced as well. Obviously, Chick has some stuff going on, but that's a whole nother conversation, not of today. Today, we're just looking at the lessons from the show. The show is essentially all about finding these homes and gambling on them. Okay, we're gonna pick this house. Sometimes they buy houses that they haven't even, seen all of the way through, or whatever the case may be. I remember seeing shows and episodes where they bought the house and they get the key after they buy the house and they go in. They're like, wow, this is the worst. They always say this is the worst we've ever had. But the concept is we're going to gamble that we are going to score big on buying this house that needs a lot of work. They are willing to take a risk. They have built their fame, their fortune, because they were willing to take risk. And here is something that I really think is super interesting as I thought about you, because I was thinking about you. When you are willing to fail, are you able to succeed? So what if you took the same risk, the same measure, the same magnitude of risk in your personal life that you've taken in your professional life? Because those risks have paid off. That is what is giving you this great lifestyle that you have. That is what allows you to drive the whip that you have been only dreamt of driving before, and live in the zip code that you currently have, and have all of the success, carry the bags that you carry and the Jimmy Choos and all of that. That has been created because you've been able to take and willing to take one professional risk after another. I know it feels scary in the space of taking the personal risk. And it's like, girl, but what if I fail? My sister, what if you fly? What if you fly? What if in the gap between how you look and how you really want to feel is taking these risks to move to the next space, to be able to have that freedom, to have that life on your own terms, being able to just risk it, right? So these four pieces, I think, are just so very powerful, so powerful in looking at how do we design this life that is exactly what we want. How do we make a life like HGTV our life? This is it. This is absolutely it. All right. So Let's do our speedy recap. This is about how we design a life. We're going to HGTV our life in 4 very simple steps. Number 1, you get to choose what it is that you want. Choose what you want very, very carefully, and then create a design plan. How are you going to get it? How are you going to get that thing that you have chosen? That is number 1. Number 2, we get to have a demo day. Okay. Remove what's no longer serving you. Clear that shit out. Don't hold on to things that aren't serving you. You get to really be very selective when you are knocking out things that are no longer for the life that you are creating. Number 3, have the right people on your team. Select the people that you get to have on your team that see you, that appreciate you, and that compliment you so that you are very well supported in your personal life, just like you are in your professional life. And then number 4, you got to be willing to fail. Be willing to fail. You have failed in your professional life, and that has also brought you to the place where you're failing forward. Give yourself that same grace and that same courage to fail personally so that you can have the same successes. Friends, it has been my pleasure to be with you all today, to hang out with you all today. I am here every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I certainly want you to get on the wait list for our upcoming masterclass. Just simply put Slay. I'll send you over the info to join the wait list. You want to be in this class. We're going to teach you very specifically how to create your own strategy for yourself, how you can vibrate higher and actually implement all of these different pieces. It's going to be super amazing. Be sure to type Slay in the comments. I'm Heidi Day. I am your soul healer, your trauma conqueror, and your life makeover strategist for badass women, for you, this chick who wants to smile and mean it. It's my privilege and honor to be with you all today. Thank you so much for coming. Don't forget, sprinkle this on your timeline, create some good karma, and we will see you back next Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, both here or you can catch me on YouTube.